Peace to you. I hope this finds you well. I want to tell you about my yesterday. But in order to do it, in order to make it clear what I have to take you back 40 years. Now, my sister, Leanna, she is the one actually who first started calling me Uncle JJ. And it's just what, and now other people do it, and I love that. But she posed the question on one of her lives a couple of times. Do you talk to God? Now, she is a revert, as I am a revert. I talk to God. I don't remember if I'm pretty sure she said she does. Now, this may be a carryover from other faiths that we brought with us to Islam. But I do talk to God. Now, yesterday, I had to go to the city to settle, to the courthouse to settle my dad's, or begin settling my dad's estate since his passing. And that city is where my wife and I had our child, in that city. So my daughter was born in 1981. So this part of the story is probably almost literally 40 years ago, 83 to 84, something like that. Now, I'm standing in the street in, let's say, 1983. I'm standing in the street and I'm looking up to God and I'm screaming and crying, why have you done this to me? I didn't hear a voice, but I had the sense that I was being told, I did not do this to you. This meaning I was a junkie at that point. I was living on the streets in that city at that point. My wife had taken the child, rightfully so, and went to her parents. I was alone. I was a junkie. I was a mess, a complete mess. And I cried out to God. But when I cried out, it was to blame him. How could you do this to me? He says, I haven't done this to you. Now we go back to yesterday. Yesterday, I have to go to the city, and I'm feeling really anxious about having to go back there. Right? I have passed through a couple of times, but I haven't been there. And so I took the train there, and all these emotions are coming up in me. And when I got off the train, came out of the train station, it was like the city had been rebuilt. It was in the process of being rebuilt. They're working everywhere, and it looked nothing like it did when we lived there, which was sort of reassuring for me. It helped me to breathe a little easier. And I walked down to where the courthouse was, but I was early, so I went into a cafe to order something. I ordered their specialty, and it was lovely, and it was delicious. As I was sitting in that cafe, I looked over, and there was movement in a corner of the parking lot on the other side of the street. And it was a homeless person getting up, and it was cold yesterday. It was very cold yesterday. And as this homeless fellow was getting up and getting himself together to begin his day, I thought to myself, that could have been me. I wasn't to that point because I think God spared me from getting to that point. But that could have been me. When I finished my breakfast and I was heading to the courthouse, I asked the proprietor, what do I owe you? And he said, the woman who was sitting over there paid for your meal. I hadn't even engaged with the woman over there, not at all, but she paid for my meal. And I was filled with the sense of God saying, this is from me. You see what I'm saying? You see? And then I went to the courthouse, and we have to file all these papers and sign all these documents, and the young lady who was there, she was lovely, and we seemed to connect, and she was a believer in God, and I don't know how we got to that subject, but we did, and it was a lovely exchange. And at the end of that exchange, she said, normally, under these under normal conditions, there would be a fee attached to this of $125. But she said something to the effect, I get the sense that you're a good person and you're a caring person. And she said, I'm going to waive that fee. And once again, I was inspired to believe that God was saying, this is from me. Brothers and sisters, if you don't talk to God, you're missing out on a great opportunity. The creator of this universe is reaching out, has reached out to you, to you. He doesn't reach out to a group. He reaches out to an individual. Your journey, your walk with the creator of the universe should be a personal journey. It should be one that you revel in, that you look back and you can see that God has protected you all those years, and you can see that that is the proof of God when you can do that. Now this morning, I woke up to some interesting news, very interesting news. But here, I have to take you back about a year, because it was about a little over a year ago, I became familiar with TikTok, and I was completely consumed with what was going on over in Gaza. And if you follow me, or you can go back in my videos if they're still there, I don't know. It devastated me. I didn't have any idea what was going on there, and it devastated me. And Allah led me to Islam. And this morning I woke up, and as of Sunday, I guess, TikTok is supposed to be banned in the United States. And I woke up this morning, and as I turned on the TV, the banner across the top was ceasefire reached. And once again, I was inspired with the feeling that God was saying, this is from me. I did this. Peace.